Okay, we gotta keep that private. Hey y'all, so I'm big. I'm in the house. I'm in the house and I'm not real bored. I'm in the house and I'm not real bored. I'm not real bored. I'm not real bored. Okay. So y'all already know why we here. I know somebody's got to do it, but I'm taking one on the chin, okay? So we are reading the second half of the trafficking handbook, or I'm sorry, all this shit is just so fucking weird. We are reading the second half of the Gangstalking handbook. Now, the reason that this is such a big topic and a theme in my life right now is because I'm experiencing what people would call gang stalking. In the conspiracy world, this does not exist, but that's what makes this industry an underground industry, and people are able to take people's freedoms away and recruit other people that into the program. Apparently, this is a program. Now, because my story aligns with so many other people's stories who have experienced this organized crime on different levels and for different reasons, I will definitely 100% call what I'm going through organized crime and conspiracy level. I mean, on a gang stalking level, which would be a conspiracy, but we who actually want to get this stopped and out of our lives are definitely doing something and being proactive about it. We're speaking out about it, educating people about it. Now, I wanted to address something because I went back and I read some of the screenshots that was on my previous live where someone was saying they had a cease and desist order against me. That is like, who's stalking who? I was never served any papers. And in fact, I think that I feel like if something is illegal going on, I would love for it to fucking happen because they need to see what the fuck is going on. Like, simple. And if it's this person's own legal counsel, then it's like these people could not stop doing what they're doing. So I don't know anybody who puts a cease and desist order on someone and stalks them every day. So unfortunately, I don't think that's the way things go. And for anybody believing in that shit. And then I also saw what they did earlier. I said something about a normal average person wouldn't they would not, they would see that this stands out and is stupid, is weird. Like they would see it. So this random girl comes in the room and says she didn't know me or them, but yet she asked me when I read back, did I get therapy yet? So, they're trying to basically paint the perception that any person that would come in a room and see me on my live like any other person, right? But I'm defending myself on my live against people that's clearly commenting vulgar shit, slandering statements and all these types of things. And this person would question my mental health. So that I already know now that that person was with them too. No one sane is going to question the mental health of a person that literally is being visibly, like, you can literally see what's happening. Now, this is exactly why also, if there has been people that have been swarmed up into this thing because of lies or whatever, this is why I'm putting the content out there so you can see other people saying the same fucking shit is happening to them in different ways. These people apparently wanted to slander my name. Now, the thing about it is, if you are already a person that people want to hate on, if you already a person that it's this song that I made. They be jumping over fences. I mean, they be marking on my pages. They be stalking on my pages and they marking it explicit. Yo, that's exactly what they doing. And this song I came out like, I hope I didn't give them ideas. Like, that shit is crazy. They stalking on my pages and they marking it explicit and they jumping over bridges, literally trying to sustain this thing. So if you are for people like me, you, whoever's a victim, if you are already in a space where you got people that you know that could be jealous of you or whatever, y'all was cool, but at any given moment, like if they had to throw you under the bus for an opportunity for them to succeed, they literally would do that, especially if the community of people ain't doing shit. Like if the very same people all had jobs, they had a social life, they were popular, none of this weird stalking shit would be a thing. It would not be interesting to the average person. I know if somebody would have came at me in my 20s, when I had my friend group, I'm out here making music, I'm doing this and that, it was like, hey, do you want to go stalk people for $50 or something? Like, I don't think that would have been that interesting to me than following my dreams and my goals. I was writing music, I had friends, an entourage, all this shit. So it's like you have to be already weird or something. You know what I'm saying? You already got to have some type of traits to even do this type of shit. So anyway, this is why everything is indirect, direct energy weapon. Like all this shit is like shit you can't see, shit you can't. You got to think like a weirdo and also know the weird places of being rejected, being outcasted, being not picked or picked last or whatever, in order to make other people feel like that. Someone had to make you feel like that in order to project that onto other people. So where we left off at was on direct energy weapons. Okay, now examples of a direct energy weapon, and if you go back, they already told you. Is this the one? Okay. Yeah, I think we read this where they could use a freaking microwave. So I'll just reread page 21 all over again. Okay. So a simple microwave oven. This is examples of direct energy weapons through wall electronic weapons. So when they say, "Hey, my neighbor seems like like me," I show you guys a lot of the times I'll come out the house. Oh, my neighbor is coming out the same time of the house as me. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they have a cabinet or something at the wall. Like you can literally hear them coming through the wall. It's so weird, but they can literally turn their. You see how my microwave right there? Like I could take the door off of the microwave, turn it around, and have the projection of those light microwaves going through the wall of my neighbor's house, and that would send signals over to that person. Now, a simple microwave oven door remove with the door interlock switch bypass and held against the bedroom wall or of a target or an apartment building or a semi-detached house. This device could cause a variety of disabling medical conditions. Okay. Some of the symptoms of microwave exposure are asthma, cataracts, memory loss, early Alzheimer's, bad dreams, depression, fatigue, concentration loss, appetite loss, heart and blood problems, and cancer. Mm. So, I really don't use the microwave a lot, but just those things alone, being in your house and using it, can cause those things. So if you take the door off, you turn the door facing someone else's, um, house or whatever, you could cause that to that person. My neighbor could literally be having a microwave and projecting that this way, and those waves would come through, and over time, that can happen to me. Now, the Russian LIDA machine, patent 3773049, is an old brain entrapment device. Now, can you imagine that? Back then, I feel like they had better technology because they were tapped into some other sources, and the technology they had back then is either stored somewhere or destroyed. Like we don't have the same technology, even though they say it's better. Everything to me seems very cheap. Okay, so the Russian LIDA machine is an old brain entrapment device used for the drugless sedation of mental patients. So if patients are not, taking any medications or anything, they still want to sedate you, then they will use this Lita machine. This device can be used as a weapon to drain a person of energy. The pulse rate can be adjusted so that it causes fatigue or excitability, sleeplessness, okay? Although the LIDA signal does not travel a great distance, it can be used TTW in an apartment building. This device is about the size of a bread box and works silently. So literally, you could be at a workplace. Somebody could have this device at your workplace draining you every day. You at work, it's already a draining place. You leave, you go home. This type of thing can literally affect your relationships, okay? Over time. I mean, every day you drained, you go home, you want to tend to your children, especially if you got things to do after work, and you drained. Like, this shit is so fucking crazy. Just imagine like being an athlete, and one of these devices are there, like, how is this is not right. Okay, so pulse 40-watt, 40 megahertz radio transmitter can be used as to make a target exhausted on the job when pulsing at the rate consistent with sleep. And with a pulse rate increase, deprive a person. So basically, I guess it's going to make them restless or whatever. We got to wait for this freaking ad to come to go. Okay, deprive. Okay, this device is a radio transmitter version of other types of trance induction devices. So it could deprive a target of sleep too by ramping up over 40 megahertz. Now, V2K, voice to skull, also called microwave hearing, if you have a tightly focused antenna, this can be transmuted through walls and over a distance. Voice or other sounds can be transmitted over a distance directly into the skull of a person. This was possible more than 30 years ago. And I know that shit is possible now. There was this thing, and I know it's not really radio frequency, but there is a museum, or it was like a train station or something, and it was four kids at each corner of the train station, and they were whispering in the corner, and their whispers travel across the train station to the other corner, diagonal of up to the person that was standing diagonal of them. So they can literally hear each other's whispers. So sound has a funny way, and these people who are in science, they study that type of thing. And so when people say they hear voices in their heads all the time, we can't say that is actually something like um, schizophrenia, you know? We can't even say that all the time. It just makes me wonder what is real and what is not at this point. If you can have voices, V2K, sent to your skull, what is real and what is not? I feel like some of these things could be unorganically induced to people so that it creates a new stream of income. And also, it keeps a person down. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all about. It's about money, control, and power. And with certain people in this world existing, smaller people, narcissistic people, pig, swine ass people feel like they can't exist without other people being in this world, regardless of how big it is and how much that they could just go somewhere with and fuck off. They won't. That's the thing, and that's what's so weird. Like, these people need to really be like, how like they cut things open, experiment on them, take pieces out and shit, look in the petri, just like, these are the ones that need to be experimented on. We need to find out why they have anything in them like that. This shit is weird. It's so fucking just odd. Like, I don't know what to say. For some years in the 1990s and early 2000s, the United States Army recognized voice to skull technology, which they abbreviated V2K, in their online thesaurus. For some unknown, the Army removed that thesaurus entry circa 2007 because they probably was using that as a weapon of war. Okay, what the fuck do you think? You think you want that to be listed if you're going to use it against the people illegally? Silent sound spread spectrum. Now, the silent sound, which is patent 5159703, also called clear channel, is an improvement over time slicing subliminal suggestions. It does not need to compete with other sound to influence a subject because it occupies a separate channel just beyond the human hearing range. Hence the name clear channel. This channel is beyond human hearing, but not human perception. It is not normally in use, but it is a direct conduit to the subconscious. Silent sound can be used by installing a hidden speaker near a person's area or workspace of their home. Okay. And suggestions will flow out of that space. Hold up, we got to wait for a stupid little ad. Okay. And then suggestions. Where did it say suggestions? I'm not liking this shit. These suggestions can be played constantly, and the person would not be consciously aware of them. Silent sound can be transmitted through ordinary radio or television carrier frequencies. However, only a speaker is necessary. But silent sound cannot only convey suggestions, it can transmit cloned emotions. This is brain entrapment. Now, I'll tell you a time I've watched a TV show before. It was actually a commercial, and it was for dog food. And the dog yawned, and I yawned. And it was like, there's no sound to that. But I feel like that is a signal that the brain just picks up on anyway in the room, and also an energetic indicator that we are connected because breath is of God, the Most High. So when someone yawns, it retracts into your body, right? And it's perceived that way. But I feel like it's the same thing because I'm looking at TV. I literally saw the dog yawn and I started to yawn. Okay, that is what silent sound is. Another thing could be I've also watched TV before, and I can't say it was on mute though. It wasn't. I saw the sounds. I saw everything I wanted to see on there. Taco Bell commercial. I literally just ate. And then after that, I wanted to eat. Like I wanted Taco Bell. That's what I wanted. So I would catch a cab to Taco Bell because that motherfucker stayed open 2, 3 in the morning. And yeah, that's what I was doing. But that is a way that direct energy waves can flow through the TV. And I mean, flow through just channels. And I know for one that they use these tactics in advertising and marketing. So if you don't know it to be a personal experience of yours, just think about the times you watch TV. You know, just think about the times you are in the grocery store. You might get in line and look over and see candy or something sticking out, and then next thing you know, you buying it. Okay. So now, through wall radar is a separate, another piece of technology. So far we've learned about the direct energy weapons, we've learned about the microwave weapons, we've learned about the silent sound, and now, oh, and voice to skull, and now we're learning about through wall radar. So through clothing and through non-conductive wall radar, widely used at airports and by police to look through clothing or hidden weapons. The harassment potential of this technology in the hands of organized stalking gangs is obvious. The same security scanning radar used at airports and now coming into use by police can also view a target through a non conductive wall. Many targets report being followed in their apartments by rapping noises from an adjacent apartment, particularly the one below. As the target walks about, rapping noises, which sounds as if the occupant of the adjacent apartment is doing work or something, will move as the target moves. And that happens in this house. It'll be like drilling, like, like what the? I've called the police one time. I moved here. When I first moved here, and I'm laying down trying to take a nap, and it'll be like, okay, how do they know I'm taking a nap? Next thing you know, it sounds like somebody got an industrial drill just on a cement ground, like, and it's like how I'm feeling the walls. They hard as fuck. It's like brick or concrete. It's no way they doing that on the wall. Like I would feel it. I would this shit. Like where is it coming from? So yeah, I called and I'm like, it's a literally it feels like an industrial machine that they're using against concrete, and it has biochemical warfare potential because my whole fucking body is shaking. Like not my body, my soul is shaking inside of my body. Like I'm in here laying down and I'm not right. Like my body is resting, but my soul is like, brrr. Like what the fuck is that? So yeah, increasingly weird, increasingly weird. I'm going to keep on going, but I hope this is not. I don't want this to be a hater. I'm telling you, leave me alone. If you are one of them, leave me the fuck alone. I'm saying it on every live that I don't want y'all here. I don't give a fuck if it's public. I don't want Fonte, Dante, or the group that y'all operate with here. So I need to make that because those are my stalkers, okay? Anybody with them, around them, family, I don't give a fuck. Like, I would rather nobody be here than to have one of them here. I'm not begging for any attention. I would rather y'all fucking go fuck the fuck off somewhere and leave me the fuck alone. I'm telling you. Okay. And that's how, like, it just make you not even want to deal with nobody because it's like, if y'all know this shit, y'all in my face, I don't want to deal with you. Like, fuck you too. Don't call my phone, none of that. Y'all think I need a motherfucker? Not none of y'all. Simple. So through the wall radar, through clothing, okay, okay. So the same security scanning radar used at airports and now coming into use by police can also view a target through a non conductive wall. Many targets report being followed in their apartments by the wrapping, okay? So then we have the neighborhood crime watch. We are watching you. Now they use these owls or whatever to watch you or whatever on this little picture that I'm looking at with these red eyes and shit. It says, we immediately report all suspicious activities to the police department. So basically, the neighborhood watch is one group that they're affiliating with the gang stalking. It's an immediate way to control the neighborhood and especially who moves in and out of it. Okay. All right. So now, who? Jews are behind the whole thing. Alan Landis, targeted individual and Jew. Many people will be recruited to participate. The idea is that you get as many people as possible to participate in the torture. The logic is that the more people you can co opt, the more assistance you'll have for covering it up, and the less likely it will be exposed. Civilian spies, also known as covert human intelligence sources, are recruited from every level and sector of society, from homeless bums all the way up to politicians. Okay. Um, the East German secret police methodology and psychological decomposition. There's a book, okay, about this. The participants are colloquially called perps, short for perpetrators. They probably was trying to see how official my tissue was. And now I started saying some things that made sense. You're gone. Don't leave. Listen to your story. Don't leave. Listen to your story. Come back and listen to this shit. So you're a perp. The person here was a perp, short for perpetrators, as they are complicit in the perpetration of terrorism against others, which they often rationalize as safety and security, upholding what they have been conditioned by the media to view as a notable cause. So even the lies are notable cause to terrorize other people. Their ulterior motive that they may conceal Okay, here we go with this. I feel like this little 10-second circle thing that pops up works. That's a perpetrator too. Okay. Um, their ulterior motive that they may conceal, even from themselves, is power, material rewards, social prestige, and a feeling of belonging. So the whole time, Fonte's like, you need friends, you need friends, but this bitch is friends and got a whole group of weirdos that she running with because she needs to feel belonged to, like she needs to feel like she belongs to something. Money, stipends, they getting them gift cards to go to Targets. That's how you getting them trips. Drugs. I could tell there's some drugs going on. Now, that is a huge part of this. You have to be under some type of, because weed, well, yo, weed is not even gonna make me be this interested in stalking somebody. It's not, it's like I want to watch a funny movie or be around funny people or some shit. You gotta be on some heavy kind of coke, dope, crack, smack, shooting up something in order to keep this shit up. Like you gotta, it's an addiction. Like this is an addiction, just like half of y'all probably got. In order, the reason why you need that money, like it has to be tied to something that's making you like, ooh, like it got to be your freedom, some drugs, something that's giving you short bursts of excitement in your frontal cortex. You know what I'm saying? Like those short dopamine bursts. Like you got to be getting something. Okay. Reduce jail sentences, employment or promotional opportunities in their organization or groups such as churches or Antifa. So some of these people, they go on missionaries. This is making so much sense. When these motherfucking church people go on missionaries to other countries, they probably getting some of them people that they that was homeless and everything, recruiting them to come be gang stalkers over here. It makes sense because people that don't got shit that's coming from like nothing, they're gonna do some shit like this. Like, oh, I could go to America and spy on someone. I could be a spy, like in James Bond. Oh my gosh, for $25. I don't know. All right, now let's get to the solutions. We got 10 more pages to go, so I know it can't get like watered down from here. Solutions for targeted individuals, gathering evidence, surveillance, and perks. So the equipment outlined below is adapted to clandestinely monitoring the perks. On person, you need a cell phone and armband facing forward, spy camera or glasses, pinhole camera in your hat. See, they showing you how to really catch a predator. Handheld audio recorder used in event of communication with government employees, especially to have a record of the transaction as a defense against the accusations and or lies by omission. A burglar alarm with pull cord to sound the alarm if attacked. You need to have an air horn to blast. Like you gotta literally walk around like one of those bikes with a purr on it, just because you got some crazed out, fucking unloved, uncherished adults. Like this is cray. It's cray cray, honey. It's cray cray. What else is saying? And then a vehicle dash cam from front to rear. On your property, on your where you live at, you want to get a pinnable bubble dome video camera with zoom function with motion sensor. Okay, you want to get wire mesh covered motion sensor floodlights. All right. That's going to keep, that's going to make sure everything is bright. Perimeter fence, barbed wire. If I would have known this was all here, I would have, looked all this stuff up and told you just about how much this is an investment. Just because you're born in a world with fucking cuckoos. Like, you're born, I'm like, literally, I happen to be in the family of a fucking cuckoo that dated a cuckoo and married a cuckoo. And I don't even know. But just because I'm in a family, I literally gotta come to earth with over $5,000 in this list of shit just because I was born into a family with some motherfucking cuckoos. Do you see this shit? Like, what the fuck type of shit? Like, this is why I'm like, what is life? What is life? Like, I literally did. Now you literally telling me just to coexist around weird people. Like, once this surveillance shit came out, it put a light on and exposed these motherfuckers for how weird and unintelligent and just I don't know. Like we're going one day we're going to look up a whole lot of words that describe these types of people so that we could get some new words in our vernacular. We're going to just do a whole gang stalking word list, okay? So that we can know what to call them when they come. We'll have like 50,000 words beyond weird to call these people when we see them. We will also know how to talk to them when we're talking to any type of official, like a police or investigator. We will have the language to say to them that will be criminal bound. That way they will look at us like we know what the fuck we're talking about because that is what they keep getting off on. The fact that the investigators, the judges, the police officers were probably in this weird shit as well is the reason why they have so much put in place for a person to have to protect themselves against people like it's like nothing that's set up for these weirdos to thrive to not thrive but everything for an innocent person to be born and just by existence around some fucking weird fucking bitches with a little bit of power. Now we gotta buy a whole list of shit. That like that is just is I don't know. It's like almost funny, but it's like what the fuck like. So you mean to tell me just because Fonte and Dante exist, right? My mom had Fonte second, matter of fact. I was first. I should have just moved away, ran away, and stayed the fuck away. Where and none of them would even know me. Change my name like soon as I and maybe that's why when I was a kid they said you crawled down the steps, crawled down the street, you went to somebody's house, you was gone as a baby. That's probably why. I probably knew to get the fuck away before this bitch was born, and then this and they link up together. So y'all wouldn't have never fucking knew me. Then I wouldn't have to be buying all this shit. Listen, y'all. So just because you have weirdos around you, whether you work around them next door, they're in your family, you're married to them, whatever it is, right? This is what you have to buy to protect yourself. So where do we stop? Where do we stop? You got to buy wire mesh covered motion control or motion sensor floodlights, perimeter fence, barbed wire, stone wall with hedges, wrought iron railing, a moat. I don't even know what a moat is. Like, literally, I got to figure out what a moat is because Fonte and Dante Nixon are weird bitches that want to stalk me. So now we got to figure out what shit is that we don't know because these weirdos exist, right? And now I got to go out and buy all this shit because they're gang stalking me. So what is it? A moat with sharpened logs jutting out and retractable, movable bridge across. So a chicken walk. I gotta fucking build a chicken walk. They want you to get guard dogs, caveat, danger of their being killed, poisoned, or tortured by perps. Okay. So you got to also understand that your guard dog might be poisoned or killed by the perps, these perps here. You got to get an alarm system. Ideally, oh my gosh, here we go again with this digital perp coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Get the fuck away. Okay. So you gotta buy a alarm system, ideally not run by compromised security company, which most are. So you better go and try to get a new security company that is gang stalking sensitive. You know what I'm saying? And then get them to monitor your security systems and then what else? We want the door should be solid steel with reinforced door frame, metal kick plates if wooden door. Also, plate to prevent intrusion through sawing of deadbolts and hacksaw blade. You want to get multiple bolt locks on interior doors, middle and above and below midway door jamb. You want to have barriers erected across path to resistance, logs, heavy steel barriers, or cisterns. You want to have wire mesh screwed into windows on the interior. And you want to live. Now, all of this shit, bitch, like I said, I told them bitches come to East Point Mall and meet me because at the end of the day, I'm not doing all that. I'm not about to fucking do all this shit because it's some fucking yo. Barriers erected across wire mesh, live with other trusted people or fellow vetted targeted individuals. And then you have the caveat fake targeted individuals abound exercise extreme caution. Because as we've learned from other victims, that they will take a targeted individual and turn them into a targeted individual, which lets me know that they use weak people with low self-esteem that's already broken in this program against people that they feel like they could do the same thing to. Because if I was a targeted individual, it's nothing in me with any offer from these same people that's making my life a miserable hell that's going to turn around and do this to somebody else just because you offer me some shit. I don't give a fuck about your bitch ass group, first of all. So I don't care. I would never be a part of that shit. A group that's already been stalking me. I would never fucking be a part of it. So again, these people, these groups is filled with weak, broken people that like to go around breaking other people, apparently. So what else? You also have to have carbon monoxide detectors to detect gas, a bug sweeper, a Geiger counter. I don't even know what that is. An EMF meter. Well, luckily I got a 4-in-1 here. Shielding fabric like silver fiber, styrofoam panel covered with multiple layers of aluminum foil quantity covering all walls with that aluminum foil because aluminum foil will stop those microwaves from coming into your apartment. Aluminum siding, lead paint, sheet metal screwed into walls inside, caulking or synthetic resin, or pine set along floorboards to prevent gases from leaking or whatever. Hold up, we on the countdown again. We on the countdown again. Um, yeah, from caulking or synthetic resin or pine sap along floorboards to prevent gases entering residents. Mosquito screening and metal mesh mosquito net around the bed. That's because they're sending mosquitoes up in there with that H1N1 or AIDS mosquitoes in there to give you a fucking disease. Now, personal protection from the DEWs, which is direct energy weapons. Yo, when I'm talking to the camera, this thing is not coming. As soon as I'm reading, this shit coming up like every fucking minute, like once a minute. Personal protection. So you want to have magnets, N52, neodymium. So N52 neodymium high Gauss small size with rounded sides created magnetic field that interferes with the DEW's specific frequency, thereby disrupting it. So those magnets will help on your personal earthing. First thing in the morning, barefoot, tree hugging, moccasins, all generate negative ions and or assist in removing positive ions, reducing inflammation. And that's probably why my face be so swollen, like my eyes and stuff be swollen in the morning, inflammation in my head, and I can tell they've been trying to work on my head. Okay, thank you, thank you. Silver fiber clothing buffers EMF and energy fields as well as destroys bacteria, and leather and rubber clothes. It helps to buffer EMF signals. For your personal health, you want to remove fillings. They attract radio waves and generate a feeling. Hurry up, now come outside. She can come on to my place tomorrow. That's they probably did that, putting that song in my head so I could stop because my battery getting low and I gotta hurry up. We on page 25. We got a couple more pages to go. So they want you to have remove filings. They attract radio waves that generate metal vapor, which poisons the body if a necessity only composite filing should be had. I don't know what a filing is. See, here we go with that again. Okay, and then don't frequent dentists, implants. Uh, Like my that's where it came, my dentist, yo, he was calling me up there so much to do this feeling that I did not need. I did not need this shit. He just kept calling me like I don't need it, and he fucked my mouth up. Right before the new year. German new medicine. ECS machine, electrocranial stimulation. Rife machine, radio frequency generator. Handheld zapper, a Hulda Clark zapper. A PEMF device, pulse electromagnetic. Ozone generator for atmosphere and distilled drinking water. Natural fiber clothing, linen, silk, cotton earplugs. Music, harpsichord, instrumental polytimic music. So there's even a type of music to use. Coping techniques. So there's ways to cope with this. Oh, I know some ways, but I'm going to tell you the ways that's in this book because I be having to use my own ways. So the coping ways is third eye meditation, mantras, and networking with proven targeted individuals to share information and for mutual aid and support. So, exposing the crime. Propaganda, referencing gang stalking websites and quoting Jews' anti white statements, messages which are brief, pithy, and evoke an emotional reaction in the viewer shame, guilt, anger, outrage. Here we go again with this shit. As well as interest in the terrorist activity of the hidden hand. Examples could be community policing is terrorism, gang stalking, spy society. Gang stalking is terrorism. So, money, bills, and permanent marker ink stamped messages using adjustable business letter stamp is propaganda. Chalk, greasy, kind, neon gets attention best. Send flyers to media and other people. This is the way that you could, we're talking about exposing, right? So we sending flyers, we using chalk, pamphlets, leaflets, stickers on vehicle windshield wipers, tossed out of vehicles on front lawns of people, placed up in public spaces, bus stops, caveats. Be aware of local laws and bylaws to avoid legal trouble, littering laws, mischief, nuisance. Social media and online activism. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is the social media, the online activism. But yeah, this shit going to be exposed, blown up, and it's not going to be a conspiracy no more. That's my goal because these people really they really feel like, oh, we're gonna just make a business off of other people's lives. Like the fuck I look like. Mm-mm. Not that, never that. Social media and online activism, memes and links to websites or forum to spread the message as above. Emails, anonymous mass emails, and faxes to organizations and key individuals. Set up a website or forum for community discussions as well as group or person to person conversations. And so, regardless of there being gang stalkers, right? And, organized criminals, guess what? There are also ways that you can put out mass exposure and you can still be anonymous doing it, okay? Now, what you want to do about them, it says Secret Services crimes. So, nothing, it says disinfo, nothing. Not powerful enough to avoid cock ups, it seems. Protect yourself, report crimes. I don't know what that's about. Okay, so dealing with the police. I'm on a terrorist watch list. This indicates to them that they must not interfere with your activities, but simply monitor you from afar. I reserve all rights. Am I free to go? Freeman on the land advises 5 words. I have nothing to say. I'm represented by counsel, gives lawyer's name. Give lawyer's name. So if caught video recording people, I'm documented, illegal, name of alphabet agency or omit, surveillance and counter surveillance stalking. So basically, all right, it's just how they wrote it. I hate when somebody can't write something really well. So these are ways that you would talk to the law. So if you were taking pictures and the law came up on you, or if someone called the law because they said you was following them or recording them, then you could say, I reserve all rights. I'm free to go. I have nothing to say if they ask you questions. I'm represented by counsel if you have a lawyer. If you're caught recording, then you would say, I'm documenting illegal gang stalking activity or group harassment or whatever, whatever. Okay. Have, yo, this shit is annoying. Have on hand technical diagrams of DEWs and microwave weapons technology to prove the existence of such, should this be the point of contention. So if you can get a book or something, laminate some pictures of these direct energy weapons, make sure they come from a trusted source, put all of this information in. So when you take pictures of something and somebody catches you, you can literally like match up the devices. There's ways that we could counteract, but I feel like because people are so tired and beat down and just overwhelmed, they don't look for things like this. They don't look for these strategies. Like, who would really want to do this? This is just a lot of unnecessary shit, honestly. Avoiding false diagnosis of mental illness. So, frankly, I strongly recommend that you keep your faculties together and avoid going to see psychiatrists and psychologists. And that's exactly, I don't trust them. After my last experience with a psychiatrist, and she told me that, I fired her ass because she tried to call the police on something I was talking about when I got my ass whipped when I was a kid. You want to call the police on my mother now and get her a sentence or send the police to her house and shit. Like, I would be fucking damn, bitch. Like, to me, that's causing more psychological damage and opening new wounds and trauma in the family when I'm coming to you to heal. And then because I fired her, I was like, nope, that wasn't the truth. I said, that's sorry, it was a mistake. She gonna put in my records that I make shit up, that I lie, I make stories up. So now that I know that's what it was, now I'm able to clock her next time somebody call me out on that. But that shit did definitely hurt me one time because the person brought that up. And I was like, why would she say that when she was the one that was fired? Like, she couldn't read the room. What makes you think I'm gonna trust you? You gonna open me up and I'm telling you what I just came from, and you talk about, oh, I gotta call the police. Like, oh hell no. I'm keeping them right up out my business. So to that person that asks, do I go to mental health? Nope. I'm my own, me and Yahweh and Yahshua. That's my mental health right there. Um, 5 words. Okay, so yeah, because the pattern that is evolving is that they are highly complicit in these operations. The investigative Journal interviews, Julianne McKinney said in April 2016 about direct energy weapons and gang stalking that the psychiatrists and psychologists will be complicit with, the proper facilities to put you in a crazy home. So if you see a mental health professional as a result of mobbing, organized stalking, you may be misdiagnosed with a mental disorder. That's why I would stay fucking clear away from them. So dealing with implants, oneself magnets, wear or have around oneself magnets to disrupt the transceiving of EMF by perps. Possibly have implants removed by a trustworthy have implants removed by a trustworthy surgeon if one can be found and the chip implant can be detected. Avoid dentistry and dental surgery, especially that which entails being anesthesia and put under having anesthesia, as this is the primary vehicle through which chipping is carried out. Typical location: lower right jaw and upper left jaw. Here goes another. Like, I don't think I'm reading two sentences before this shit keep popping up. And lower right jaw, left jaw, the route of the vagus nerve, which governs motor function. This enables perps to imply DEWs to influence the movements of the TIs, which is targeted individual. So, covertly monitoring perps with recorded devices and practice mindfulness at all times to avoid being struck by vehicles, assaulted, or set up in frame. So, it's telling you, watch out for that kind of stuff. I do it every day. Do not respond in any way that could be construed by the reasonable man as aggressive, emotionally erratic, threatening, or suspicious to avoid potential public opinion. You are mentally ill. Maintain the facade or normalcy at all times. Now, in order to, I'm sorry, I'm gonna act, if somebody disrespect me or come in my space, I'm gonna act how I act regular. So what I've done is started recording the shit. So real people see the shit. It's just the ones that try to come and act like now I see like how that shit happened on TikTok. I mean not TikTok, on Instagram. All them people I ain't know. You had white insurance agents, this white bitch. And I'm like, oh, you an insurance agent. Loud as day coming on my page. It makes sense. Cause I already know what's stalking me. I already know what this for. You just was biggest day insurance agent on your thing, coming to stalk me, bitch. Like, okay. Covertly, because I was put showing people how I was being followed. Covertly monitored. Okay, so do not depend on da, 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 da. Perps have to blindly obey within a second. Okay, that means the one. Yo, I swear to gosh, why is it coming back? Perps have to blindly obey within a second, or they will be punished. I have often witnessed it on the bus or SkyTrain or in lineups wherever harassment takes place. There is always a supervisor there. The perps look at the supervisor for the okay to set off their weapons. This is done by eye blinking. The supervisors never carry a cell phone openly in their hands. Many of them wear a suit to demonstrate their authority. When perps escalate a situation, the supervisor will step in and de escalate it. Supervisors often saved me from being apprehended by the police due to some stupid act of a perp. The police yields to the intervention of the supervisor. This is how I found out who is boss. The higher supervisors are Mossad agents. Quotation from a targeted individual. Compile a list of names, faces, and residents of perps in the form of audio, video, and photographic evidence, which can be used to charge them with harassment, sexual assault, voyeurism, property damage, buoyance, mischief, disruption. Oh yeah. I already got them screenshots. Boy, I've been collecting every time this motherfucker come on my page, like with his face too. Mm, okay, what else? Disruption of the quiet enjoyment of the premises by law violation, break and enter, or whatever other crime they may have committed. Prepare in advance to have the list and other information available for release in online dead man switch, which will automatically send the information, be it a link to a storage. We're waiting for intermission. A storage site or website of your own, you keep clandestine to trusted sources should something happen to you. This may lead to the perps being brought to justice. Okay. Message to the Freemasons. This is Shabos Goyism. Goyim. Shabos Goyim. The following quotation from the Protocols of the Elders of Zion serve to illustrate both the purposes of Freemasonry for the Jews and the latter's intention towards Freemasons. The fate of the traitor to their people is writ large in these quotations from the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. We shall create and multiply Freemasonic lodges in all the countries of the world, absorb into them all who may become or who are prominent in public activity. For these lodges, we shall find our principal intelligence, office, and means of influence. All these lodges we shall bring under one central administration known to us alone. Known to us alone and to all others absolutely unknown, which we will be composed of our learned elders. The lodges will have their representatives who will serve to screen the above mentioned administration of masonry, and from whom will issue the watchword and program. In these lodges, this site is about to make me. In these lodges, we shall tie together the knot which binds together all revolutionary and liberal elements. Their composition will be made up of all strata of society. The most recent the most secret political plots will be known to us and fall under our guiding hands on the very day of their conception. Among the members of these lodges will be almost all the agents of international and national police, since their service is for us irreplaceable in the respect that the police is in a position not only to use its own particular measures with the insubordinate, but also to screen our activities and provide pretext for discontent. It is natural that we and no other should lead Masonic activities, for we know whither we are leading. We know the final goal of every form of activity, whereas the Goyim have knowledge of nothing, not even of the immediate effect of action they put before themselves. Usually the momentary, and this is leaders that be telling people to do shit. In these lodges, For we know whither we are leading, we know the goal of every form of activity, whereas the Goyim have knowledge of nothing, not even the immediate effect of action. They put before themselves usually the momentary reckoning of the satisfaction of their self opinion in the accomplishment of their thought. Yo, you know good and fucking well. I didn't even finish the sentence and the shit coming back up again. Without even remarking that the very conception never belonged to their in initiative, but to our ingestion of their thought. So again, they control all of you little nymphs. You cannot imagine to what extent the wisest of the Goyim can be brought to a state of unconscious naivety in the presence of this condition of high conceit of themselves. And at the same time, how easy it is to take the heart out of them by the slightest ill success, thought it be nothing more than the stoppage of the applause they had, and to reduce them to a slavish submission for the sake of winning a renewal of success. By so much as ours disregard success, if only they can carry through their plans, by so much the Goyim are willing to sacrifice any plans only to have success. That's why they going so hard with the harassment. This psychology of theirs materially facilitates for us the task of setting them in the required direction. These tigers, in appearance, have the souls of sheep, and the wind blows freely through their heads. With this purpose, we shall slay without mercy all who takes arms in hand to oppose our coming into our kingdom. Every kind of new institution of anything like a secret society will be punished with death. Those of them which are now in existence are known to us, serve us, and have served us. We shall disband and send into exile to continents far removed from Europe. In this way, we shall proceed with those Goy Masons who know too much. Such of these as we may for some reason spare will be kept in constant fear of exile. We shall promulgate a law making all former members of secret societies liable to exile from Europe as the center of rule. So there's a lot of different books, okay? And then there's what? Slay the serpents. Armed with the information weapon, it is the will of the author and compiler that the reader take aim and blast the cabal in its black heart and assist in the liberation of the earth and its denizens from the electromagnetic matrix it has been imprisoned in. Rend the veil of appearances, the hidden. Here we go again. The hidden hand has blindly blinded humanity with, and let the light shine upon a new world of harmonious order. Slay the serpent. Yes, that is the goal for us to slay the serpent. So this is the reason why I took my time to read this handbook. Oh, hold up. Oh, that's the overview. This is audible voice to skull. So I just want people to understand that, if you come across this video, that organized stalking exists. it is something that in this world in 2026, you may not hear a lot of people talking about it unless it's of a personal experience. But those are the stories that are coming out, making this a lot more believable to the common mind because of the extreme measures and you know the the willingness that they take to carry out these things. It's like they literally, because of that, um the willingness, and the things that just seem so crazy for adults to be doing. A lot of people don't think that this exists, but it's a whole underground world. Just like they say, you go to New Orleans, there's vampires and werewolves in the corner. Well, the same thing for this type of underground thing. Okay, and this is the reason why I'm gonna take every day of my every given day until this is over to educate my audience on what gang stalking is. So I hope you guys learned something and you enjoyed this. And I gotta go. I'll see you guys next video. Thank you.